Hey YouTube, Morgan here and welcome back to my kitchen. Today is day 2 of my low carb diet. So far, other than being hungry pretty much all day, it's been going pretty well. I'm still trying to figure out what I can snack on and things because I'm supposed to also be eating about 6 times a day for pregnancy, so it's been a little bit of an interesting journey, but I'm enjoying trying new recipes and so far it's been working out well. Today I'm going to be trying a new recipe for almond crusted cod. I don't have almonds, I'm using pecans, and it's got a dill dipping sauce, a lemon dill dipping sauce, which I'm really excited about. I love dill and I always put some type of fresh herb and lemon on my fish when I make it. We do like fish. We don't eat them very often. I really like fishy fish. I like salmon and tuna. We don't really have whitefish very often, so it'll be nice to switch it up this time with cod. Fish is a really great lean protein, so it should be a really healthy recipe. I'm also going to be making brown rice and broccoli, roasted broccoli, to go as sides. So I've got my stuff all set out for the sauce, dipping sauce. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I've rinsed this dill. I'm going to go ahead and chop all of this up. I'm saving a couple of sprigs for the topping for when it's baking, but I've got the rest of it here I'm going to chop finely, and this is going to go in the sauce. We need about 3 teaspoons of the fresh dill chopped. And I do think that we should be able to get 3 teaspoons out of this. I'm going to go ahead and chop up the stalks as well, but if you prefer just the leaves, you can do that also. I think it's really more of a textural thing. This is baby dill, so the stems aren't really super woody or hard. I don't know if dill gets to be that way as it ages. I think it probably does, or as the plant continues to get older before you harvest it. Luckily they had baby dill at my store, so I'm safe there. I'm gonna push this off to the side and get my lemon ready. And I want to have a couple of slices of lemon to top my fish, sort of like I am gonna do with the rest of the dill. I only need a tablespoon of lemon juice for the sauce that we're making. Let me give this a quick little roll. This helps to break up the membranes inside the lemon. It makes the juice come out much easier. I'm gonna guess just under halfway. I might be able to get a tablespoon, but we'll see. I can always cut a little bit more if I need to. And let's get about 3/4 of plain Greek yogurt into my bowl. I think I just said 3/4, but it's gonna be 3/5. I need 3 tablespoons of the yogurt in my bowl for the sauce, and then 2 tablespoons of yogurt we will save for dressing the fish before it bakes. I'm just gonna be doing about 3/5 of this container, and I'm eyeballing it. I'm gonna squeeze my lemon into this tablespoon. This is not quite an actual tablespoon, but it's gonna help me catch seeds. I think that's gonna be perfect. It's probably just a little bit more than a tablespoon. Next, we're gonna add about half of this dill. It's probably pretty close to 3 teaspoons, I'm going to add about half of this. The other half of this is going to be mixed into the breading on the fish. We're going to give this a good mix before I season it. Smells really good already. That lemon smells so good. Alright, we need fresh salt and pepper. Let's see how much the recipe calls for. Just says to season. I'm going to guess maybe about half a teaspoon or so of salt. And just a few cracks of my black pepper. Some of the seasoning got onto my spoon, so let's see if I can get that knocked off, and let's give this a taste. Oh, that's good. I wanted to do this first because it's gonna sit in my fridge and the flavors are gonna meld until my husband gets home. He's gonna be home pretty late today, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this put in the fridge. Next step will be for me to start the rice, because brown rice takes a little bit longer to cook than white rice. It's also much easier to heat up in the microwave than fish, so I'm gonna wait until the very last second to get the fish ready, but I will be back with you when it's time to start getting the fish ingredients together. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've got everything out that I need for the breading. I'm calling it breading. That's kind of a loosely used term. It's mostly ground up. I'm using pecans. They recommend almonds, but I had pecans. I didn't have almonds, so we're gonna try it with that. We also like pecans better than almonds, so we'll see how this goes. And I don't think this is quite a 1/4 cup, which is what's recommended for the ground pecans in this case. It might be pretty close, but I think I might be maybe about a tablespoon or half a tablespoon short. So I had the option of either increasing the amount of breadcrumbs I'm using, which of course has carbs, or I can do it with extra Parmesan. So if you've watched any of my other videos and know my take on cheese, I think you can probably figure out which one I chose. So I've got a 1/4 cup of ground pecans here. I've got about 3 to 4 tablespoons of grated Parmesan. I'm gonna add that in here. Then I'm gonna add my other half of my dill that I chopped. And I also need 3 tablespoons of the breadcrumbs. I am using Italian style because that's what I've got on hand, but if you just have regular breadcrumbs, that should be fine. Let me see if I need to season this. A bit of black pepper. It doesn't say salt. I'm gonna be salting and peppering the fish before I bread the fish also, so I'll just go ahead and add some black pepper. And I'll give that a good stir. Smells good too. It smells like Parmesan. Also, this is a breaded recipe, but it's not fried. I believe it's baked at 400 degrees. I'm gonna be preheating my oven in just a little bit. I actually lied. I haven't started the rice yet. I'm gonna start the rice now. And then while I get the rice ready, I'm going to cut up my broccoli so that's ready to go. I'm gonna put everything all on the same baking sheet, the fish and the broccoli. And it should all take about the same amount of time. The fish may be done just a few minutes before the broccoli, but it's not a big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean my mess up a little bit here, and I'll be back when it's time to bread the fish. Okay, I think Ian's probably going to be on his way home pretty soon. He just had one more delivery to go when he texted me last. So I've got my broccoli ready. This is ready to go into the oven. I've gotten some butter chopped up and laid on top of here, and some salt. I'm gonna put my lemon slices on the broccoli instead of the fish because I was thinking about this for a while, and if I put juicy lemon slices on top of fish that's supposed to be breaded and crispy, I think that's not going to bake up well. I think it's gonna have some soggy spots. So I'm gonna leave the lemon slices off of the fish this time and put them on my broccoli. I absolutely love lemon on broccoli. So I'm gonna get the fish out, get my yogurt back out, my breading is ready, and we are going to get this ready. And if he's not on his way home yet, by the time I've got the fish ready, I'm gonna stick it in the fridge until he's on his way home, and by the time he gets home, he only works probably 10 or 15 minutes away. This should be coming out of the oven. So let me go grab the fish and we will continue. I was laughing earlier because my cat tends to make an appearance in some of my videos, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, she's gonna be so obviously present when I break the fish out, but she's actually outside right now. This is surprisingly still kind of frozen a little bit. I think it should be fine. I mean, it's nice and I can press on it and get it to move, but I still feel ice. Let me wash my hand off, and actually Ian's calling me now, so I think he's on his way home. Awesome. So that actually was Ian giving me a call to let me know he's on his way, and we like to chit chat while he's on his way home. It doesn't take him long to get home, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch to voiceover for the rest of the video. To get the fish part ready, I went ahead and used about a tablespoon of the Greek yogurt on each side to form a binder, which would help the breadcrumbs and the seasoning stick. I salt and peppered each side and then gently coated and patted on the pecan mixture. And when I went to turn it, because it was still partially frozen when I started, there was a lot of water that had melted out of it, so I stopped the video for a minute and sopped that up with a paper towel, and here I am doing the same process on the other side. Yogurt on the bottom, salt and pepper, and then the pecan breading mixture. And I'm making sure I'm getting nice and full coverage. You really want to make sure that there aren't a bunch of gaps or holes in the breading mixture before you bake it, because the juice from the fish will kind of bubble out and make that part a little bit soggy. So I'm making sure I'm getting around all the edges, and I'm patting it down really nicely to make sure I've got a nice good stick and there's not a bunch of breading falling off when I take this out of the oven later. Once that's done, we're going to pop this in a 400-degree oven for about 9 to 12 minutes, and look at how beautiful that looks. I absolutely loved how this turned out. The dill sauce on it was great. My husband said you could eat that on crackers, so I will definitely be making this again. Just as a side note, I did season the rice with some salt and pepper, a little bit of butter, some lemon juice, I've got the lemon on top, and some of that leftover dill. If you're looking for a healthy, low-carb meal, I would highly recommend giving this recipe a try. It was super quick and easy, the flavors complemented each other well, and it was pretty affordable too. This was probably less than $15 for a meal of 2 people, and both of us cleaned our plates. It was absolutely delicious. So let me know what you think about this video. If you know of anybody that could benefit from seeing this recipe, feel free to give it a share. If you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe, and you'll be notified when I come out with new content, which is going to be weekly. I've got some other projects in the works now, so let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope to see you around next time. Bye guys!